to you, sir, Professor.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Multani. Thank you very much. Really, I'm very happy because on such a short time, you have arranged such an event. And my moment to be very happy is that even we have online concept of education. So most of the seminar, workshops, conferences which we are organizing, that is as per our mandate, that we are organizing online. And secondly, whenever we ask to any of our resource person, and I think there is not a single time or single occasion wherein I have noticed that they have refused us. They always welcome our invitation. So that is the reason that I feel very proud that those who are my colleagues, those who are in the legal fraternity, they are much interested to participate and to share the views as far as the latest topics are concerned. So for this event, really I welcome to Dr. Supreet Gill, my colleague in the UALS, and I welcome to Dr. Naveet Walia. She is the registrar in Ragnul. Probably she will join later on. And I welcome to Dr. Harkiran. Uh, Very proud because she was my student also, and she's working in Guru Nanak Dev University in the Department of Law. Very committed, very dedicated. So I think the team of young scholars which we have, and they have the young ideas, new innovative ideas, and that concept of discussion is very innovative. It's a something which is the latest. Every day, new things are adding into. So that is why they are the young generation, young people, young mind, and definitely, I'm very sure they will give a good spark to this discussion and this in this workshop. No, the opinion which I have that this intellectual property rights. So it's a latest development, but if you just see about indigenous society, in the time immemorial, even though you just go back to in such societies, and they had many innovations. They had the innovations as far their culture is concerned. They had the innovation as far their medicines are concerned. They had a lot of innovations as far as other technological tools are concerned. But this such type of concept of intellectual, because that is also product of their intellectual. This was an invention or a discovery or something researched, a piece of aspect wherein they have carried on their life. They have carried on their social life, their cultural life, their technological life, their health life. So, meaning thereby, even at the time also, they used to have new inventions, new innovations, but these were never recognized. When these were never recognized, but later on, the concept of laws, concept of principles, precedent, they started evolving into. And these inventions which they have done, the few people, those who are discovered or they have discussed into, they try to take the protection of these rights. So, meaning thereby, whenever we talk about intellectual property rights, so this is not a something which is the latest. This is something which is very, very new. Probably this is as old as when the human civilization was there, but its recognition it came little later on. So once its recognition came little later on, so it means now we have different concepts. I always discuss being a student of jurisprudence that society is not a static, it is a progressive society. So whenever we are progressing, whenever we are moving, we are facing new challenges, we are facing new issues. So new issues as far as your new inventions are concerned, it may be in the health system, it may be in the technology, it may be in the education, it may be in any of the. So it means once we have new ideas, which is our creativity, and creativity have no boundaries. Creativity have no age boundaries or sex boundaries. It Creativity may come at the age when the child is of 12 years or 13 years. So probably that is also one of the his intellectuality that he has created, and whatever he has created that need to be protected. So these are some of the issues which I think the scholars will deliberate on this platform, and I'm very sure that this, I mean, 2 hours discussion will be very fruitful, and we will come to some of the concluding remarks for this. So thank you very much, Dr. Multani. You have given me an opportunity to interact with my scholars, because the three scholars I know, they are very, I say, having a fire on the topic. And whenever they will speak, I know they just speak from the core of the heart, because I've heard them on the same topic talking, and they have expertise. As Professor Supreet is concerned, she has researched much. She has written a book also. As far as her Kiran is concerned, I know she has done very good work there in the law department of GNDU. Avneet Walia is working very well on this topic. So three scholars with a young orientation, young brain. I'm very sure that you will get your day, you will make your day very, very fruitful. Thank you very much. God bless to all.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so grateful to you, sir. I know that you had a very busy schedule today, but still you found some time to initiate us into this discussion on intellectual property rights. Sir has very rightly, connected us to the ancient as well as the progression that has to take place. So, taking further the workshop, I now request Dr. Balpreet Singh, my colleague and member of the IPR cell, to introduce you to the speakers of the day. Over to you, Dr. Balpreet.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, for your encouraging words for the setting the right tone for this workshop. Now it is my privilege to introduce our esteemed experts for today's technical session, who will be sharing their insights on different dimensions of intellectual property rights. So our first speaker is Dr. Supreet Gill. Dr. Gill is an accomplished legal scholar and educator. She holds multiple degrees, including a BA LLB from Symbiosis Law School, Pune, and LLM degree from both the London School of Economics and Political Science, UK, and Punjab University, Chandigarh. Dr. Gill completed her PhD from Punjab University in 2020 and is UGC NET qualified since August 2011. She has been serving as an assistant professor in law at the University Institute of Legal Studies, Punjab University, Chandigarh. Her academic contributions include 5 published books on various legal topics, 25 research papers in reputed journals, and 45 paper presentations at national and international seminars. Dr. Gill has also contributed to legal discourse through uh, articles in prominent platforms such as Bar and Bench, Live Law, The Tribune, and the Daily Guardian, addressing contemporary legal issues in healthcare, intellectual property, and social matters. Dr. Gill today will be speaking on the theme, The Power of Ideas, Why Intellectual Property Matters. So we welcome you, ma'am, over here, and I request you to please start your session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chauhan. Good morning, everyone. And at the outset, I would like to express my deepest and profound gratitude to Professor Dr. Ratan Singh, sir, Vice Chancellor, Jagat Guru Nanak Dev, Punjab State Open University, for giving me this opportunity to address and interact with this August gathering. I also congratulate Dr. Navleen Multani and the entire technical team for organizing such a well organized workshop. So thank you so much. And I'd like to present my PPT right now, which I'll be sharing. Just let me know if it is visible when it becomes visible.
Yes, ma'am, we can see that, the power of idea.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that very generous introduction. Very much appreciate that. All right. So let's begin with our lecture today. And I just want to start by asking you one thing, that has it ever happened that you've had a brilliant idea while you're driving or you're cooking? Agatha Christie, the famous novelist, used to say, I have the most brilliant ideas when I'm washing my dishes. So आपके साथ ऐसे कभी हुआ है that you've had a brilliant idea, but by the time you find a parking spot, you have forgotten all about that idea. So we are here today to understand what happens after you've had that brilliant idea and how to encash upon that brilliant idea so that no one else drives off with that brilliant idea. So ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the power of ideas, why intellectual property matters in today's day and age. My name is Dr. Supreet Gill. So I want you to look at this slide, the white part of the slide, and tell me, do you feel anything wrong with it, or do you feel that it is correct? If you don't see the problem here he is saying, all I asked was, can I patent my copyrighted trademark? If you don't see a problem with this slide, then my friends, this lecture is for you, because they are all three different things. You can't copyright or patent a trademark. So they're all completely different. So again, I would like to ask you that what differentiates between human and animals? We both the species have brains. In fact, dolphin has a bigger brain than humans. But what is the difference between human brain and animal brain? And I always feel that whenever we think about property, we always think about a house or our car or our favorite bag that we've been eyeing to buy. But property also entails intellectual property. And what differentiates us from our furry four-legged creatures is our ability to create, our intellect. And human brain has gone on to create beautiful paintings, beautiful symphonies, music, literature, songs that we enjoy for the entire posterity to enjoy in times to come also. So that brings me to ask you that question, that why should we protect this property जो हमारे यहाँ से आई है, our intellectual property? This is the entire crux of the lecture, that why does it matter? हमें एक idea आ गया, we have to implement that, and why is it important to protect that? As we go further into the lecture, we will discover that there are several aspects of why we need to protect it, and it is twofold. We protect it for ourselves, the author or the proprietor protects it for themselves, and also for the society at large. This is what I'm going to display in my lecture. So at the outset, let me in my lecture that maybe I have written a book and I transfer the rights of translation to someone else. So there are multiple rights that are created that way. So here I think it is right to see what are different types of intellectual property. In my lecture, I will mainly be discussing copyrights, trademarks, patents, and designs. So these are certain various members of the family of intellectual property. The first member of the family is copyright. अब आप मेरे से पूछोगे, we can Google n number of definitions of copyright, but simply stated, what is copyright? It is the right to make copies. Nothing else but the right to make copies. Now, if you look at the slide very, very carefully, there is the Jungle Book, the book that is written by Rudyard Kipling. Then there is the movie that was made by Disney, and there is the picture of the movie, latest Jungle Book movie that was made by Warner Brothers. Now, all three different aspects or all three different types of this creation of work has its independent right of protection. And why, and this lecture is about why it matters, why should we protect it? Because if Rudyard Kipling ने अपनी book नहीं protect की होती, he could not have transferred or assigned the right to someone else to make a movie on it in the 90s, जो कि ऊपर वाली image है. And then they would not have bought the rights from that particular person to make the Warner Brothers movie recently, a couple of years ago. And we all know about Mowgli, the show that we watched as growing up. So that is why it is important to protect your work under copyright. In the lower slide picture, I have shown you that what are different categories of works that are protected. Literary work is protected, for example, Jungle Book, the novel. Dramatic work is protected if it is adapted into a play. Cinematographic works are protected if it is adapted into a movie. Sound recordings are protected if it has a song. For example, our favorite song from our childhood, Chaddi Pehen Ke Phool Khila Hai. So these are important to protect because it gives certain rights to authors, right? So let's move further. अब मुझे आप ये slide देख के बताओ that there is a Bhagat Singh movie on the top slide, one which stars Bobby Deol, one which stars Ajay Devgan, one which stars Sonu Sood. And I can vouch for that, being a movie buff myself, that they all came around the same time, within a span of 1 or 2 months. So मैंने तो अभी बोला है आपको that copyright is the right to make copies and you can't copy someone else's work. So how are these people making these movies on the same issue? This brings us to the central idea of copyright, which is idea expression dichotomy. The lower image also, Gravity and Interstellar, are movies that are both made on the same theme, where people get lost in space and they find their way back to Earth. So look at the yellow part of the slide. If I like a concept where I want to make a disaster movie involving an asteroid hitting the Earth, can I copyright that idea? No. That takes me to our next slide, which is the central part of copyright idea expression dichotomy, which teaches us that ideas are never protected, only the expression of that idea is protected. So let's say that I have the same idea while driving, which Multani ma'am also has while reaching work this morning. I have done nothing to put that idea into some tangible form. Whereas Multani ma'am quickly goes down and starts working on that research paper. Whose work will be protected by IPR? Multani ma'am's work will be protected by IPR, because ideas are not protected, only the expression of that idea is protected. आप हम सब इस इंसान को जानते हैं? You can give me a thumbs up, or you can switch on your cameras and show me. Now, what if this person has it in his mind that I want to make a remix on Harivansh Rai Bachchan's poems? Can he do that? No, he cannot do that. Why? Because copyright is a bundle of rights. What do I mean by bundle of rights? It is economic rights. Of course, I have the right to exploit my work, sell copies of my work, but I also have moral rights into my work, that no one else will claim authorship in my work, that no one else will destroy the integrity of my work by distorting my work, by converting my beautiful poetry into something that objectifies women. So coming back to this slide, can he do that? No, because the authors of copyright are also protected by right not to distort their work under moral rights. Amitabh Bachchan in 2017 has also won a case of moral rights, because he's the legal heir of Harivansh Rai Bachchan and he can stop people from using his father's work in an objectionable manner. There are several cases. I can share the cases with Dr. Multani later on. Now, what is copyright infringement? At the outset, I had told you that what is copyright? Copyright is the right to make copies. So, अगर मैंने book लिखी है, do I have the right to make copies of that? Or can I license my publication rights to somebody else? Yes, I can. But what if the local photocopy shop is photocopying my book and selling? Do they have the right to do that? No, they do not. And what are they doing if they're doing that act? They are causing or indulging in copyright infringement. In simple terms, like I teach in class, imagine that there is a circle, and circle ke andar there is only the author of the work, and this circle excludes rest of the people from using his work in any way in which IPR protects it. So IPR का वो circle क्या guarantee करता है? That only I will make copies, only I will make translations, only I can assign the right to make song on my work, only I can assign the right to make a movie on my work, and everyone else who is outside that circle is excluded. And if anyone breaches that circle, they come within the bound of copyright infringement. This is the simplest way to explain it. So going further, let's imagine that our worthy Vice Chancellor is an expert in constitutional law. I have never heard anyone else speak so profoundly and so deeply and passionately about constitutional law. So sir has written a book and I want to quote something from that book. So if I copy some part of that book, is it stealing? Is it copy? No. Luckily for me, no, because my constitution is very weak. Why? Because it is covered under the exception of fair dealing or fair use, as it is called in United States. So if you want something for private study, for research, for reviewing or criticism, or for reporting current events, or if there is a certified copy, we can take small excerpts from that particular work and use it. That will not amount to copyright infringement. So this was copyright in a crux. And why should we protect copyright? Because we want moral rights and we want economic rights out of our work. Now I want to show you an image and ask you कि आप में से कितने लोग मुझे इसका नाम मशीन का नाम JCB नहीं है, ये मैं आपको बता देती हूँ. Anybody? We usually call it JCB machine, but loader. Even I did not know till very recently. This brings me to the next member of the family, trademarks. हम में से कितने लोग कहते हैं, yes, Balpreet sir, it is called backhoe loader. Thank you so much. A lot of people say Google कर लो, Swiggy कर लो. My son keeps saying Swiggy कर लो, Blinkit कर दो. This is called, what I call it is generic side of a trade. नहीं करना, हमने search करना है, right? So this brings us to yes, similar as Colgate also. This brings us to something called generic side. What is generic side? When the item or when the product becomes so recognized with the act. For example, Xeroxing. Xerox करवा लो. Photocopy करवाने जाना है, Xerox नहीं करवाने जाना है. So when it becomes so identical to that particular act that the terms become basically insignia that is capable of distinguishing goods and services of one proprietor from another. मुझे देखते ही पता चल जाए कि ये Colgate की toothpaste है and this particular toothpaste belongs to Pepsodent. These shoes belong to Nike. These shoes belong to Adidas. So that is the work of a trademark. And when you don't protect your trademark, that is what happens when generic side. And it has become McDowell's could have copied the trademark. So it is very important for proprietors to protect the trademark also. And the use is twofold. अब आप में से कितने लोग अपना फेवरेट फेस वॉश या फेवरेट शैम्पू पिछले 10 सालों से यूज कर रहे हैं? You can. Why do you have that trust in a particular brand of shampoo or toothpaste or pen? Some people use only a particular pen to write their exams. Why? Because we as customers have built trust over the years. And if someone else, if I'm used to eating the McDonald's burger and I am fooled into buying McDowell's burger, will also suffer. So it is important twofold. The importance is twofold to protect trademarks. Here I'm displaying certain deceptively similar trademarks. This was the middle image. Starbucks versus Sardar Baksh Coffee is one of the biggest trademark disputes in Indian history. Also, I want to point out, you can go on my LinkedIn and check that I'd also written an article on one Pune bakery, because I studied in Pune. There was a small burger brand called Burger King. Now, if you have been using without deceiving the public a particular brand or for a longer period of time, then honest concurrent use is also allowed. But if you do something like this that I'm displaying on the screen, that is trademark infringement, that is not allowed. And here I have displayed what are the consequences of trademark infringement. There are both civil and criminal remedies of trademark point. Coke हम सबने पिया है या हम पीते हैं? But do you think that Coke recipe is patented? And what is the drawback of patenting the Coke recipe? The Coke recipe, my friends, is not patented. However, it is a trade secret. What if someone went ahead and patented the Coke recipe? One, it would expire in 20 years. Period of time, it is not in perpetuity except for trademarks. So agar Coke ki recipe patent ho jati, after 20 years it would have fallen into public domain. That's why it is a trade secret and not a patent. Of the IPR family called the patent. What is a patent? Patent is given for something that is new or novel, not obvious, and which has an inventive step and can be applied on an industrial scale. Risk that someone else will patent it. If you're not the first one to patent it, you will not get monetary rights out of it. You will not get the right to exclude others. You will not get the exclusive right to use that particular work. Now, there are two types of patents, product patents and process patents. After the 2005 TRIPS regime, after we adopted the TRIPS regime, the product patents are also now allowed in foods, pharmaceuticals, agrochemicals, and in microorganisms. Earlier only process patent was allowed, which protected a process. तो हमने क्या करना शुरू कर दिया इंडियंस ने, रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग से हमने वो प्रोडक्ट्स बनाने शुरू कर दिए. दैट्स व्हाई प्रोडक्ट पेटेंट्स आर आल्सो नाउ गिवन अंडर द इंडियन regime. Imagine that your parents have bought very expensive pair of headphones. For example, in this case, Bayer versus Union of India. Now, they had a patent for a drug that was a life-saving drug in cancer patients, but the price was in lakhs. So, हम क्या करते हैं? We go to the father, we go to the government, the central government, please give compulsory license for this patent so that others can also manufacture it at a lesser price. Of course, the person who holds the patent will get a part of the royalty from it, right? Now, this brings me to the last leg of my lecture, as I was given half an hour to speak, and then we'll open the floor for discussion. Why do you choose a particular item? मैंने ये ही glass क्यों choose किया है? मैंने ये ही remote, ये ही pen क्यों choose किया है लिखने के लिए? Of course, my motivation can be trademark behind it. Of course, my motivation can be that it belongs to a patented company. But is there any other motivation behind buying a particular pen? Yes, it is design also. Design of the shirt that I'm wearing, design of my glasses. So this is the last member of, or the last cousin of the ठीक है आओ हमारे टेबल पे बैठ जाओ, you can share the meal with us. Second club is, so copyright is very open by virtue of simply creating your work and sharing your work with the public, which means publishing your work. You can secure copyright under the Berne Convention. You do not need to register your copyright. The second club is designs. Design says कि अच्छा अगर आप अच्छे कपड़े पहन के आए हो ना, if you're appealing to the eye, then you can join our club. You can get registration for our club and join our club. The third club is trademarks. Trademark says कि आप में ना कुछ हटके होना चाहिए. You should have distinctiveness, only then will we allow you to join your club. So that is trademarks, which has distinctiveness. And the last club is very, very difficult to get into. It is like Karan Johar's movie where they don't let in new people into a high school club. That is patents. Patents is the most difficult to secure. So copyright is the easiest, then comes designs, then comes trademarks where you have distinctiveness, and lastly is the patent where you need to have novelty, where you need to have opening bottle, right? So that part of a product is also protected. Now our favorite shoes, even the Coke bottle has both patented as well as a design registration for the bottle, which has evolved over the years. Now our favorite shoe of Skechers or Nike or whatever we like to wear while doing our morning walk is also part of but the design must also have utility. Now, this brings me to a very important case in Indian jurisprudence, that is Crocs versus Liberty. When Crocs had come to India, हम सब उसको again look all manufacturing this, and the court said that your design becomes so generic now that it has become and I quote from the judgment, sandal is sandal. They said कि ऐसे sandal तो बहुत देर से बन रहे हैं हमारी country में, so Crocs does not have anything different in its designs. That is why it is important to protect your designs. My next slide will light up the faces of a lot of girls. Sabyasachi and Sabyasachi's famous wedding outfits. Agar hame people like you and me who cannot afford to buy a Sabyasachi which costs like 25 or 30 lakhs, where do we go? We go to Chandni Chowk, where we get first copy, second copy of Sabyasachi lehengas. Why is this happening? Hame pata bhi hai that this is not an original Sabyasachi lehenga, but why are we buying that? Because there is no design protection on that particular pattern of lehenga. However, there are certain designers like Anita Dongre, like Gaurav Gupta, like Rohit, like Ritu Kumar, who have now The moment you protect it under the moment you make more than 50 commercial copies of this lehenga, the copyright lapses. Whereas if you get a design registration, you will get it for a longer period of time. For example, 10 years, which is extendable to another 5 years. So this brings me to the last leg of my lecture, that why are we protecting IPR? All these members of the family that have made a new house and we want to put a lock on it, right? We will not leave the house open and go for a holiday or go to office or go to movies, right? So IP rights are simply the lock on the work that you have created, so that no one can misuse that work. No one can trespass on your work. No one can come inside the house and destroy the display of setting that you have done in your house. No one can distort your work. So again, coming back to initially what I had said, the importance is twofold. Number one, for the author, that I get all the moral and financial rights to exclusively use my work. Second is right to protect the public who had deliberately gone to a famous looking boutique wanting an original Sabyasachi lehenga and was given a fake Sabyasachi lehenga or earrings. The society is also cheated. The buyer is also cheated. The buyer's trust in Sabyasachi is also broken, right? So the buyer's trust in Colgate toothpaste is also broken. Okay, yaar, ye to bahut ajeeb si toothpaste nikal rahi hai. This is not a nice toothpaste. So the objective is twofold: to protect the proprietor and also to protect. Usually people think it is important to protect the creator or the inventor, but it is also important to protect the public at large, who creator, the inventor, etc., the JCB machine not to fall apart, right? So in the end, I would like to take some questions here if you have any. And this is a very interesting and a very important slide where I have given a parody on Koi Shak. My Koi Shak is that, do you have any questions? So now even personality rights are a part of IPR. The way I talk, the way I deliver my lectures, the way Shah Rukh Khan does this, that is all protected under personality rights of famous celebrities. Where Jhakaas, the word, has been protected under personality rights of Anil Kapoor. Bidu has been protected by Jackie Shroff. Very, very recently, 15 days ago, Abhishek Bachchan, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan and Amitabh Bachchan, and including their daughter Aradhya Bachchan, has protected their personality rights in their mannerisms. Amitabh Bachchan has protected his personality rights in his voice. So thank you so much. I'll wind up my PPT with that. I'll share the PPT for the convenience of the participants. I hope you enjoyed the lecture and I would love to take some questions.
Ma'am.
Yes, Gaurav sir.
Yes. I have some questions in my mind.
Yes.
First of all, thank you, ma'am, for this innovative presentation. And like you give us some idea for regarding about the copyright, right? We have one publication bureau in our university. So is it possible to copyright our published work or our ongoing work as a copyright?
Sir, by virtue, copyright की सबसे अच्छी खासियत पता क्या है? करना चाहते हैं, if you want to concretize that, yes, you have the option of even registering a copyright with the IP Central Bureau. Okay, so you can do that, go ahead. But under the Berne Convention, I would again like to reiterate, it is not necessary. However, when someone else copies your work, it is a prima facie evidence in court if your work is copyright protected. Even if you write that this is the copyright belongs to, if I had written under my PPT that copyright belongs to Dr. Supreet Gill, it would have been protection enough. And if I had caught anyone else using the same PPT somewhere else, by virtue of simply me interacting with the audience, which means publication of my work, it gives me the right to protect and claim authorship on my work. So you are already secure. But if you want to further secure your work, you can go ahead and register the copyright. That option is available under the Copyright Act.
Okay, ma'am, one question regarding trademark. Like
Yes.
we have our university logo,
Mhm.
and so is it possible to register a trademark for our university logo?
Yes, sir,
Register a
absolutely.
design.
Absolutely, sir. You can register the logo as the trademark. Again, with the Central Bureau of Trademarks, you can register. Recently, I think Mahendra Singh Dhoni has also registered a trade name or a trademark of very quirky nature. मेरे को वो भूल गया क्या था. Number 7 या फिर Thala या something he had registered. My son is a cricket fan. He had showed it to me. So yes, there's an entire process of registering the trademark where there will be publication, objections will be invited, so on and so forth. That entire procedure will be followed. But yes, nothing is stopping you from registering trademark of your any entity.
Okay, ma'am, one last question. What is the process for filing the Indian patent? What is the costing? What will be the timeline? What will be the probability that if I have something good idea in my mind?
Mm-hmm. So again, patent has a speciality.
Ma'am, what?
In every जब हम कहते हैं ना हमने XYZ चीज पेटेंट कर ली है, the idea is that हमने वो secret रख ली है. Actually, it is the complete opposite. What patent gives you is a quid pro quo. Patent को हम कहते हैं it's a quid pro quo. It's a reciprocal promise. What is the reciprocal promise? That I, the patentee, will disclose my entire invention in my patent application, and anyone from the public can go to the patent office and look at that invention and see how to use it. However, वो मैंने circle की बात की थी ना शुरू में, the exclusive right to use that patent lies with the patentee. Coming to your question, what is the process? The process is that you make an application. The application is available again in the on the government website only. You make an application giving either provisional specification कि अगर आप अभी किसी चीज पे काम कर रहे हो, you either give provisional specification or complete specification of that patent, disclose it to the public. The process is slightly long drawn. India में वो थोड़ा साल 1.5 साल खिंच जाता है. The amount is not that much. I think the rates must not be revised recently. I think Ritika ma'am is in the lecture. She's an expert on patent procedure. The rates are not that much. It is considerably reasonable. So what happens is that first that application is displayed. Okay, it is made public. Before that, a search is done on a wider level that ऐसा कोई और patent पहले तो नहीं exist करता. So after that, it is published. Objections are invited. Then objections are entertained. All the objections have to be taken care of. And after that, you get a patent. Patent मैंने कहा था ना सबसे tough club crack करना जो है वो patent ही है. And it is very. And one more thing I tell my students in class, that don't take patents for granted. If you have cracked that club, it doesn't mean that you always get to stay in that club. Your patent can be revoked also.
So we want some patent attorney, or an individual can easily apply the patent?
Sir, I would recommend that you engage an expert because these people see mostly patents are taken in science and technology. So these people are experts in identifying certain things. However, if it is for something simpler, then you can also file an application by yourself. The application is pretty simple enough, but it is always recommended that you hire someone who has experience in that paperwork to expedite the application.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other questions? I would love to take questions.
Students, any other questions from your side? As ma'am has given a very wonderful session and explained much of the dynamics related to like patents, copyright, trademarks. So anything you wish to ask, you can please ask here to the ma'am. It's a wonderful opportunity to have like live interaction with her and asking her.
I have a question. How many people knew the real name of JCB machine? मुझे नहीं आता था.
मुझे पता था ma'am. I was aware of that.
Okay.
Thank you for enlightening us like a layman. You know, we hardly were aware. And Dr. Supreet, I must compliment the way in which, you know, you have introduced the students and layperson like us, you know, by categorizing those clubs where copywriting and trademark and the patent, the highest form, and how you could be revoked.
Yes.
That could be revoked as well.
Yes.
Your lecture was really very interesting. So thankful to you. I know that you also have a busy schedule today. There are things lined up for you.
Yes.
But, your lecture was coming very gently, and it was, I think we all have absorbed each and everything that you have given to us in a very interesting manner. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll share my PPT with you soon so that the participants can benefit. Thank you so much for having me and such a well-organized the effort of the workshop. I must congratulate you and Dr. Chauhan and the entire team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very
It's
much.
thanks to our Vice Chancellor, who in a moment, he said, okay, yes, we are going to take. So these are certain baby steps which we are going to take in IPR, and probably we are going to engage you in more activities in the coming time.
Yes, ma'am. I'll definitely look forward to it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And over to Dr. Balpreet for
Thank you, ma'am.
further course.
Thank you once again, Dr. Gill, ma'am. So now moving further, our next speaker is Dr. Harkirandeep Kaur, who is an assistant professor in the Department of Laws, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, Punjab. She has published many research articles in reputed journals on various dimensions of law. Her area of interest is constitutional law of India, intellectual property rights, and international trade law. She's in charge of IPR cell at Golden Jubilee Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at GNDU Amritsar. She is also a member of the advisory committee of the IPR cell in the university. She is the program officer of NSS unit in the university and warden of the girls' hostel. She has 3 books to her credit. So today she will be speaking on IPR, entrepreneurship, and startups, like a topic very close to me, close to my heart. And Dr. Kaur's research and teachings will have been closely aligned with the business law and innovation, making her perspective especially valuable for young entrepreneurs and researchers. We extend you a very warm welcome, ma'am. And I request you, ma'am, to please share your valuable inputs to our listeners today. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Just give me a minute, so I'll just start with my PPT.
Surely, ma'am, please. So once again, I request all the listeners over here to ask as much as possible questions. Very less chance to interact with the expert. So here is the great opportunity for all of us to at least talk with them, listen with them. Ma'am, just let me know when you are like to go. Start. Yeah, ma'am, any issues?
Sir, I'm audible now?
Yes, ma'am. You are very much audible.
Hello?
Yes. We can hear some echo.
Sir, I'm audible or not?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am. You're audible. But there is some.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay. So just give me a minute. Yes, sir.
Surely, ma'am.
So, good morning, everyone, and I am truly grateful to Dr. Ratan Singh, Vice Chancellor, Jagat Guru Nanak Dev Punjab State Open University, and Dr. Navneen Multani for giving me this opportunity to interact with you on this topic, IPR, entrepreneurship, and startups. So, since already much of the work has been done by Dr. Supriya Gill, she has given us an insight into what does intellectual property rights mean for us. So when we are talking about intellectual property rights, and that too in the context of startups. So startups is something, is a buzzword. So my PPT is being shared or not?
We are not able to see your PPT, ma'am, right?
Okay, just give me a minute.
Okay. It's visible now.
It's visible now, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we can see it.
So it's visible or not?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
So if you can support it from your side, I'm trying to share.
I request, ma'am, Navleen ma'am, can you help? Like, have they shared the PPT?
Just a
Navleen
second.
ma'am? Yeah. Just a minute, ma'am. Just give us a minute.
Ma'am, the technical staff is assisting. They'll just take 2 minutes to share that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, should I try for some other system? If you can give me 1 minute.
You may, you may. They are also trying.
To coordinate.
Just give me a minute from the other system also.
Surely, ma'am, surely. Sorry, ma'am, we cannot see your PPT like till now.
I'm audible. I'll just share the PPT.
Okay. Yes, you are audible. We can hear to you.
It's visible, sir, now?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now. We can see.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for your patience also.
Pleasure,
Since
ma'am.
already I was talking about intellectual property rights is marked by artificial intelligence ideas. So when Dr. Supi started her presentation with why ideas matter, they do matter since we are living in an era where startups, entrepreneurship, this has become a day-to-day life in today's world. So whenever we are talking about intellectual property rights and intellectual property rights and the startups, the essential protection which we need for innovation right is also a kind of property, and they protect the labor of the human mind, and they give an exclusive right over the use of creation for a certain period of time. So if we talk about intellectual property rights, it's a bundle of rights, and they are the legal privileges that safeguard intellectual creation. Since these days we can see lots of startups coming every day, we see new ideas. Since the younger generation is blessed with, they are using the technology at given point of time, so they're having new ideas at all the given point of time. And for that purpose, intellectual property rights, they play a very prominent role for providing legal privileges so that we can safeguard our intellectual creations. Then IPS also grant the creator the exclusive right to control the use and commercialization of their work, and they are intended to reward creators for their mental labor and incentivize the creation of new works. And these are the types of IPs already ma'am has also. I won't go much into detail for this. So patents, they protect inventions and new technologies, and they are governed by the Patents Act 1970. Copyrights, they protect original literary and artistic work. Geographical indications, the GA tag, which we are talking about, and this is governed by the Geographical Indication of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999. Then trade secret is defined as any information that is generally not known or easily accessible to others and provides a competitive edge to its holders. And for this purpose, ma'am has given the example of Coca-Cola, that if it could have been protected as a patent, it would not have served its purpose. So that's why it is protected as a trade secret. Now, the next here. It was existing in the ancient time also, and people were innovative in the ancient times also. And herein lies the importance of the IPR. The first thing that IPRs is that they encourage innovation. So whenever we are granting exclusive rights, IPRs motivate individuals and business to invest in research development. So when we know that there is something, we have created some idea. So promotes economic growth. Can also attract your, in the case of your startups, entrepreneurship, venture capital, and increase the startup valuations also. And again, IPR can also be a barrier to entry for competitors so that we can strengthen the startup market position in the market. So when we're talking about entrepreneurship, startups, I've already said that entrepreneurship is again every person Basically, entrepreneurship is the process of creating new businesses or ventures by identifying opportunities, taking financial, personal risk, and organizing resources to achieve innovation and economic value. And an entrepreneur is an individual who carries out his process, acting as the agent of change. So these days, already we know that Blanket is there, Zomato is there, Swiggy is there, Zomato is there. All these are the startup. To identify the opportunity that what kind of things that are in India. If we talk about entrepreneurship, we have Jugaad innovations, right? Every now and then you can see on the social media that people are using Jugaads, and that is nothing less than a kind of an entrepreneurship only, that all Indians we are blessed with this skill. Then there is risk taking also, that whether your idea is going to be available or people are going to like your idea or not, then it has to have something innovation, some innovative thing to it. Resource management and value creation, these are the certain key aspects of your so we are starting with entrepreneurship. We have to have a business plan. We need funding for the same, and we need to have a networking. Then only we can think of that how our plan is going to work out in this competitive world. So coming to startups, the startups are the harbingers of the innovation, and they bring fresh ideas, novel products, and services to the market. And as far as India, already we can see many of the startups. Number, if I go on taking example, there are number of startups. Oyo app is there, Make My Trip app is there. All these are nothing but they are the ideas which came to the minds of certain people. Paytm, and then you might have everyone of us of lately is watching the Shark Tank India. This is what they are pitching the ideas. People are coming up with their novel ideas, and then they are giving money to it, and they're trying to build up an ecosystem of startup in the country. So the ecosystem of startup, they depict the interplay of various stakeholders, including the entrepreneurs, investors, incubators, accelerators, and the government bodies. As the startup hub of India. And for the purpose of the government of India has also started the Make in India program. That is also something that we want to make the things to be built up in India only. And by that purpose, we want to make the population, the young population, to be skilled, so that they don't have to search here and there for the jobs. So government has also given many schemes for the start. Apart from this, Indian startups, they're also leading innovation in the country. And as far as IPRs and startups are concerned, that why do we need intellectual property rights for the startups? Since the market is full of unicorns, it's full of competition. Every now and then, new ideas they're coming up. And for the sustenance of any startup, IPR plays a very predominant role. And intellectual property rights also serve as a cornerstone for sustainability and growth of the startup, because every day new things are coming, and in this cutthroat competition market which we are surviving, intellectual property rights provide a protection for the growth of a IPR effectively can mean the difference between the thriving and merely surviving. Then different branches of IP and how they're helping the starters. First of all, patent. So it provides legal protection for the new inventions, and it also grants the exclusive right to the use, sell, and license the invention for the specified period of 20 years under the Indian law. It also secures competitive advantage. So by patent, what we can do, the startups can prevent competitors from copying their innovations and works, and by securing unique market position. Second thing, attracting investors. So patent can also offer the valuable assets which can attract the venture capitalists and the investors, because since whenever we are having any start providing any startup with the additional source of your revenue stream. Trademarks also provide the initial stuff for any business, and it also helps in protecting the brand name. So any startup, when it is coming with a particular name, brand, logo, slogan, and other identifiers that distinguish the goods or services of one business from another. So here the role of trademarks becomes very important for the startups, and it also helps in protection of commercial exploitation. And again, the benefits of trademark is brand identity and loyalty. So strong trademark, they will help in building brand recognition and customer loyalty, which are crucial for the long-term success of the startup. Then trademarks also provide of one person from the other person in the case of a trademark. Then copyrights, they also protect the original works of the authorship, such as software code, literary work, music, and the artwork. And if copyright is not protected, there is probability for the exploitation. Purpose in India, we have the Copyright Act 1957, which protects the original work of the authorship. And apart from this, the benefits protecting creative works. So copyright, they safeguard the startups' creative outputs from being copied or used without permission. Copyright material can be licensed in the case of monetization or sold, providing a potential source of the income for the startups. And copyright content adds value to any startup portfolio, making it more attractive to the investors and the partners. So where copyrights can also be used, that they are providing a that can be protected as a trade secret, and it also includes your commercial secret, manufacturing secrets, formulas, patents, compliance, many more aspects which are generally not ascertained by the other competitors. Then trade secrets also include the confidential business information that provides the competitive edge, such as the formulas, practices, designs, and the processes. Now, what are the benefits? This is protection without registration, because in this trade secrets, as in the case of patents and trademarks, trade secrets do not require to be registered. They only allow the startups to protect the value information. Then maintaining the trade secrets can provide long-term competitive advantage, especially in the industries where it is rapid innovation is the key. Then protecting the trade secrets, which is less expensive, as compared to patents and the trademarks. This is also beneficial for the this thing startups. Then apart from this, the government of India has also given to promote the culture of Make in India. The Startup India initiative was taken by Government of India in the year 2016, and government has taken several measures which have been introduced to support the startups in protecting. And even we have the government website also, uh, startupindia.gov.in, where you can check all the things regarding the startups. And apart from this, Startup India initiative, if you go on the website of the initiative, first of all, you need to have a company which should, the age of the company should not exceed 10 years from the date of incorporation. You can actually, if you're having a startup, these are the certain features by which you can get your registration done on the Startup India portal. And for this purpose, your company should not be more than 10 years of age, and the company should be incorporated as a private limited company, registered partnership firm, or a limited liability partnership. Then the annual turnover of the company should not exceed rupees 100 crore for any of the financial year since the company has been incorporated. And the company should maintain its original entity. It means that it should not have been formed by splitting or reconstruction. Then apart from this, the company should be innovative and scalable. Now, what are the benefits of being registered with Startup India is that first of all, you get tax exemption from startups under 81 AC. And then there are certain tax self-certify compliance that the companies who are registered with Startup India, they have self-certify compliance of 6 facilitators also. Yes, ma'am.
Please continue, ma'am. I think there is some disruption in between. No worries. Please
Okay.
continue, ma'am.
Okay. And so government has also scheme for facilitating startups intellectual property protection, and this scheme empanelment of facilitators is also there. So on the website also you'll get an expert opinion from the facilitators, and the main function of advisory on different intellectual property rights. They will provide information on promoting IPRs in other countries, and they will also provide assistance in disposing. And startups also provide access to the network of the IP professional experts, which can guide them in the process of registration and managing IP works. Apart from this, we have a national IP policy also for strengthening the IP laws enforcement, and IPR awareness campaigns are also taken up by the government. And basic system which is provided by this thing is online filing system, and then there is IPR facilitation centers. They have also been taken up. And apart from this, international collaboration and treaty, since India is a member of WIPO and again being a part of the TRIPS agreement also. So we are having number of international collaboration also, and we are a member of number of bilateral agreements also. So this is with regard to the startup ecosystem in India, and what role why IPR is important for the startups, right? Then we have Startup India Initiative Scheme for facilitation startup IPR, national IPR qualification. But then there are certain challenges also with regard to when we talk about the startups and the ecosystem and the IPR in the country, that high cost of IPR protection. So despite the government scheme for rebate, the cost for filing, prosecuting, and maintaining the patent trademarks is very high, which is very costly for an early stage startup that they are going to survive this high cost of IPR protection. And for the startups to balance the cost with other operational expense can be a challenge for them. And apart from this, it's complex and lengthy process of registration. The government have introduced no doubt expedited examination for the startups, but the overall patent approval process is time consuming, which can take several years. And this can also diminish the value of patents, especially in fast moving industries. And again, apart from this, paperwork, procedure requirement, regulatory compliance, they all add to the complexity for the process. Then inadequate enforcement mechanism. The starters often face a difficulty in enforcing the IP right due to weak enforcement mechanism, with slow judicial process and high cost of litigation. And it is again challenging against the infringers in some cases, and that again for a newborn startups, it's very difficult that they have to go for long battles in protecting their startups only. Then global IPR challenges. So for protecting IP in multiple countries, this again requires navigating the different legal systems, and startups aiming to expand may find some difficulty, for securing and enforcing the IP rights across various jurisdictions. Even many startups, they often lack financial and legal resources, and this is again one of the challenges. Then technology and innovation gaps. So the pace of technological advancement can which can be rendered certain in for patent and copyright, again in this sector like software electronics, where the technology is timely again changing every day. In that case, the startups must continue with innovation so that whatever the gaps they are getting, they can compete in the open market. Nevertheless, apart from the challenges, intellectual property right is very vital for the growth and success of any startup. So it provides both a protective shield and a strategic asset. So whenever we are going for a startup or when we are having an entrepreneurship skill in us, we need to have a strong IPR system for protecting our startup so that it can remain in the market for a long period of time. So at the last, this is an idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. So thank you everyone. This is all from my side. And these are the initiatives of the Punjab government only. So if you visit the Invest Punjab and Mission Innovation Punjab, so if I talk about our own university, we have a well-developed incubation
Yes,
center
ma'am.
in the
I know.
university, and we have 40 startups registered with us. And all these, we are having an MOU with Mission Innovation Punjab and with Startup Punjab also. So this is for the initiative taken by the Punjab government, where they are facilitating the startups, and the ecosystem of startup has also
Yes,
developed in Punjab itself only. Sir.
Yes, like there are many of the GIs and all in Punjab itself.
Yes, sir.
Like Jalandhar
Sir,
is a well-known hub for the sport equipments and all.
and sir,
And
Amritsar kulcha.
bilkul, ma'am, bilkul. Ma'am, I'm an alumni of GNDU, so I know about the
Okay. That's so nice
Amritsar.
to hear.
And
Yes.
further, ma'am, I have one another question for you. Ma'am, how do you think like universities, like young university like us or an established university like GNDU and academic institutions around can
All kind of sports. So the center itself has its own IPS cell in the university, right? So where we are promoting the young talent, we are inviting people and we are inviting the schools
Mhm.
either. So they can come and they can pitch their ideas. And if we like the ideas, we fund that idea and we them attach with the government in that way.
Okay.
This is all our university is doing, at least what we people are doing in GND.
That's wonderful, ma'am. That's a like great platform for the students while they
And
have
the
much of the idea.
last month only we got like 80 ideas pitched in our center only. And the first 3 were given cash awards from our university only.
That's wonderful, ma'am. Like
And
that
we
is
have
a
put those students on board with us and they have registered with us as startups.
okay. Are there, ma'am, any of the like platforms at your university where they can like fill? I think ma'am has shared a form or something. That's a feedback form for all the students. Please fill it. And ma'am, are there any of the links at your website of the like Golden Jubilee that where students can
So
submit
I
their pitch
can advertise, I can share
proposals or something?
with you my starter form. Like if
Okay.
anybody wants
Okay.
to be a
So
startup
that
with us and share the form with Multani ma'am, I'll share with it with her, right, sir? And then
fine.
if you can have a visit with us, we actually have a state of that. So you can
Great,
also
ma'am.
visit
If
on
possible,
our
we'll definitely visit.
Yes, yes, sir. Definitely. And seeing Dr. Ratan being an alumni of the university, so I'm very happy to be here
Yes, ma'am.
sharing, being a part of his university and delivering this lecture. And startups is very, since sir, I'm from the law background, so I'm working on legal startups also. So this is something very new. We are actually working, and in the next month, we are planning a session on legal startups also. And I wish I can share with you also. So we can have people from your side
Surely,
also
ma'am.
can
We'd
also
love to do that.
participate with us. Yes, sir. Thank
Fine,
you.
ma'am. Fine. Ma'am, one last question.
Ma'am,
If we
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yes,
please, Bharat sir, go ahead.
Uh, uh, yeah, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can I open my own startup along with my current job? So is it possible?
Yes, sir. You can, but then we have to check the policy of your
So
university.
okay. So there is a need for NOC from university or any other type
Yeah.
of rules and regulations. Okay.
So independently, you can have. There's not any issue.
Okay. Right. ma'am.
And
Okay, one last question from my side, ma'am. Like with the rapid digitalization, AI-based startups emerging, and what new dimensions of IPR should entrepreneurs should be most aware of in this present scenario? Like,
So
are there any
since
things or the
most of
specific
the
ways they can look?
I just use one word jugaad innovation. No? We Indians and we
Yes.
Punjabis are very much like, but now this jugaad innovation is being taken up by ChatGPT and all. So whenever we see
Yes, ma'am.
people pitching ideas in front of us, most of the ideas are coming from ChatGPT only. Right. And
Okay.
AI is something which is again a very novel field for intellectual property rights. Right. Because AI intellectual property right is applicable only on the human beings only. Now this is again the tussle going on between the copyright law and the AI. Who is the author? Because we only talk about
Yes.
and you could be discussing apart from the human rights, the robotic human rights also. So this is I think I hope I have done justice to your answer.
Surely, ma'am. Surely, yes, ma'am. You have done it. You have clearly answered my queries. Any of the other queries by the students? Okay. So thank you very much, ma'am, for your like such an engaging and practical session. Your insights on the role of IPRS nurturing entrepreneurship and protecting startups will certainly guide our participants in their future ventures. So I very much thank you, ma'am, once again from the entire Jagat Guru Nanak Dev PSU family. Thank you, ma'am. Multani, ma'am, over to you. I think ma'am is having some of the issues with the network. So we have among us like our colleague Dr. Gaurav, who will be sharing his experience on the patents and IPR with all of us. He's having many patents to his like portfolio, so he'll be sharing some of his insights before we formally close our session. So, Dr. Gaurav, am I audible to you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible. Uh, yeah. first of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Ratan Singh Ji, and our Dean Research Ma'am, Dr. Multani Ji, our Associate Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. Amito Singh, and Research and Development Cell, Dr. Balpreet Singh Chauhan, and to the whole colleagues. So, like Dr. Supreet Gill already discussed with us about the intellectual property. So there are a lot of categories like to design, patents, trademarks, and and I also discussed some questions with Dr. Gill, like how to publish a patent in India and as well as US. So I have some experience to publish a patent in international countries like UK, Australia, and South Africa. So I will share you some of my views with you. So first of all, like if you have something in your mind to publish a design, and you just create it, and like Coca-Cola, and this is the one of the example. And if you have something in your mind, you just simply draw it in the some of the softwares like Corel Draw or Photoshop, and after that uh, you just write the description of your design, like what is the design saying, and how it will work, and if it will publish, then what will be the benefit to the society. And so there are a lot of websites available. So I'm sharing you one of my experience of to publish a UK design. Like so the if you Google it to how to publish a UK design, then there is a URL open on the Google, and after that there is a one form available on the website. And after this presentation, I will share you the proper link of the UK design patent. And after filling the all information, they just want to include the description of your design work, and you just simply write the description of your design, and after that you just simply upload the file in the form of the JPG or PNG. And after there is a nominal fees. Then I will surely one thing let you know that if you apply the Indian design, then approximately there is a costing of 1000 Indian rupees. But if you will proceed with the UK design, then they will nominally charge with you like because they have some package. Like if you want to publish the 10 design patent, then they will charge you 10,000, and if you want to publish the 50 design patents, then they will only charge you the 15,000 in the Indian rupees. So this is very nominal fees. Like in India, if you want to apply the 50 design patent, then you must pay the 50,000 plus some type of GST. But in UK, the fees is very nominal, 15 or 16,000 for the 50 design patents. And then after that, all the informations are included in the form, and and at the end of the step, they will ask you to pay the fees. And after you paying the fees, within a week, so the process is very fast for the international design patents. Within a week, if your idea is good, and your design work is not published yet in anywhere, then definitely they will publish all your design patents online with grant letters of 10 year uh, in a week or less than a week. Like my previous grants were accepted in 3 or 4 days. So this is the process, how to file the design work in international in UK. And in 2023 or 2022, I published some Australian patents also, but now they closed the application because they already received a lot of the application from India and any other Asian country. So that's why they are holding all the applications. So this is the process to publish the international grants. I have some ideas in Indian patents also, but right now I didn't publish any Indian design work just because of the they charge some fees. And so this is the process. And if you have something in your mind, then you just go proceed with your information, and you just simply apply to the patents on the official website. So all things are available. Like Supreet Gill ma'am told us, there is no need to include the patent attorney because an individual can also apply the patents. So this is my
learners over here to think in the international dimensions and could explore their potential in that context. So as we come towards the conclusion of this enriching workshops, I am reminded of the words of the John F. Kennedy. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. So with before moving further, I just wish to remind you that we have already shared a feedback form in the chat box. Please click that and fill your feedback so that we can get to know So with this thought, I now warmly invite Dr. Amitoj Singh, our Associate Dean Academic Affairs, Jagat Guru Nanak Dev Punjab State Open University Patiala, to kindly propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Balpreet. Am I audible?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You're audible.
To us for organizing such intellectual events. I'm also very thankful, deeply thankful to my distinguished speakers for today's work, Dr. Harkirandeep Kaur from Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. I'm sure that our audience has been enriched with understanding of IPRs, patents, role of these in research, innovation, and how it can be beneficial to our society. I would also extend my thanks to Dr. Navleen Multani, who's the Dean Research of the university, for conceptualizing and leading this workshop, and Dr. Balpreet Singh very efficiently, he has been coordinating the workshop. My appreciation for all the faculty members, research scholars, students of our university and other universities who have joined for today's workshop. Lastly, I will thank the organizing team, the supporting staff of the university whose dedicated efforts have